Today, we're taking a look at a camera made for vloggers and content creators. Let's get to it. So the Sony ZV-1 is made for vlogging, and if you couldn't tell, I don't have any power in my apartment. Luckily, my lights here are battery powered, but yeah, no power. So let's go ahead and go outside and we'll talk about this camera. So the reason I don't have power is not because I didn't pay my electrical bill. We actually had a big storm roll through on Monday with winds up to 112 miles per hour, and it knocked out all the power in our area. I'm in downtown Cedar Rapids right now, and we're just starting to get power back, but I live in a small town about 30 minutes away, so it's probably gonna be a couple of days before I get power. So the Sony ZV-1 is very much geared towards vloggers, and with that you want it to be ideally quick and easy to use. And now I'm a Canon guy. I use Canon all the time. I'm shooting on a Canon right now. So I have found that navigating the Sony menu is a bit of a task for me, but Sony has done a great job at adding in a few buttons that have some really cool features. One of these features is the bokeh button, or the defocus button, which is a really cool feature that they added to allow you to be able to quickly change between having that nice blurry background and a clear foreground, and then being able to hit one button and bring that background a little bit more into focus. Another nice feature of this camera is the product showcase button, which allows the focus to quickly snap to a product that you're holding in front of the lens. Now these two buttons are nice because it allows you to do these effects without having to go into the menu and change a bunch of settings. I'm getting ahead of myself. The Sony ZV-1 is a great 4K camera with image stabilization and continuous autofocus that tracks your eye. It has a built-in ND filter and 3 built-in microphones. I'm gonna try and use the built-in microphones as much as I can. Like I said, I'm walking around downtown Cedar Rapids, so there is traffic. I do have my Zoom H4n if I absolutely need it, but I'm gonna try and stick with the built-in mic as much as possible. The ZV-1 has a grip up front that makes it really easy to shoot in selfie mode. It also has a flip out screen, as well as a tally light up front to let you know when you're recording. Sony added their multi-interface shoe to this camera, which means not only can you add any accessory that uses a shoe mount, but if you get some of the microphones from Sony, you can actually plug them into the shoe mount and you don't need an extra cable hanging off your camera. So this is what it looks like using the Sony ZV-1 as a vlogging camera. I have it on a tripod to extend it out. That's because this is a point and shoot camera, so you can't switch out the lens. It's a 24 to 70 millimeter lens, and to me, 24 is still a little too close. I would like an 18. It is a 1.8. I will give it that. I love that it's a 1.8, but 24 millimeters is a little close for me. Like I said, if it was an 18, I think I'd be better off, but as long as you have the accessories to make it work, like with this tripod, this is great. No issues here. That looks great. If I didn't have the tripod, this is where we'd be. Now, let's talk about the thing that I'm most excited for about this camera, and that's the slow-mo. Now this camera can shoot 1080 at 120 frames per second, which is fantastic. But if you put it in high frame rate mode, then you can actually select 240, 480, and 960 frames per second. So as far as vlogging cameras go, I think this one hit the mark. I think they nailed it. It comes in at 10.4 ounces, which means it's super easy to carry. I mean, if I had to sit like this with it extended like this for an extended period of time, I'd be better off than my DSLR. I mean, my Canon 70D is super heavy. I could never do that with this. I mean, I've been walking around for a while now, and it's working just fine. So I have to say, I think that they did a really good job with this camera. Now, there was a few issues that I had, and I already mentioned those. One thing I also don't like is that they didn't add a battery charger with this camera. There's a cable that you can plug in to the camera to charge the battery, but there's no actual battery charger that comes with it. But, I mean, that's easy enough to order off of Amazon. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you want to see more videos from me, I'll link 2 of them right up there. Go check those out. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video. It is hot. It is really hot out here. Like, humid, I'm sweating, I'm gross. This is terrible idea. Terrible idea.